Mm. Welcome. So for class today, you might want two blocks and do two or block substitutes and something comfortable to sit on. We're going to start in a seated position. And so you can meet me here and go ahead and close the eyes. Make that shift into your breathing. And without changing too much, just notice as best you can your state of being right now. How things feel, how you're thinking, physical tensions, physical ease, so gathering our baseline, our jumping off point. And what we're going to do today is work on stimulating through the practice our breath capacity, our lungs, and to notice the kind of changes that can occur when we practice in this specific way. Rock your hips left and right and feel both sitting bones. Shift your pelvis forward towards your pubic bones. Shift your pelvis back towards your tailbone. Those 4 points make up your pelvic floor. Start to make circles around your pelvic floor. Yeah, try to explore your full range of motion here. You'll go clockwise, you'll go counterclockwise. Initially, just focusing at the pelvic floor, initially focusing pretty low. And then gradually, you'll bring the movement with the pelvic floor up into the low spine, just above your hips, periodically changing directions when it feels appropriate to do that. And then movement will grow as well, bringing it up closer towards your ribs. The low rib space feels like it's getting involved. And then gradually the mid ribs, right? Feeling it come closer and closer towards your armpits, your shoulders, your upper arms might start to move as well. Your neck, your head, gradually coming to bring your entire upper body into movement, allowing it to be totally organic, going in any field, in any direction, at any pace. And then you'll start to slow it down when it feels right to slow it down, right? Once you've gotten your whole body in, and see about coming back to a balanced place. And then from this place of balance, turn your palms upward facing if they aren't already. Notice what's already been shifting. And you're going to give yourself permission just to remain in this seat as long as it serves you. And whenever you want to start moving again, you'll make your way to tabletop position. We'll go through a little cat cow. bringing the movement with the breath in any way that feels nice for you, cat-cow. Try to fill each part of the movement with breath. So you feel most full at the top of the inhale, belly's dropping towards the floor. You feel most empty at the bottom of your exhale, and the spine rounds, navel to spine. And after a couple of cycles of that, you're going to start to make circles with your hips, with your body again. And they don't really need to be structured circles. It can be any kind of fluid for you movement. Getting back to that free-formed, almost playful awareness building moves. And then from there, come back to cat-cow, but slightly faster. Now downward facing dog pose. When you get to downward facing dog, start off with your knees bent initially and the heels lifted slightly. Try to ground down through your hands a bit more, maybe focusing there more than you usually do. And then from this adjusted down dog, come onto your forearms. We're gonna go for dolphin. Bring your hands to prayer. Double down on your breathing. Inhale big into the belly. And then as you exhale, pull the navel to the spine. Try this for a couple cycles. Big breaths in and out. Feel the top of the inhale. Feel the bottom of the exhale. Yeah. Great. Child's pose. Big toes together, knees open wide. Rest your forehead down towards the floor. Direct as much of your breath downward into the back of the ribs as you can. Right, so you can just notice the space of the lungs, any resistance to the movement of the ribs. Right, just a place of awareness, not judgment, just gaining information. From here, you're going to come back, downward facing dog pose, blocks at the front of your mat. Because from down dog, you're going to walk to Uttanasana, forward fold at the front of your mat. Now, when you get to the front of your mat for Uttanasana, have your fingertips on the floor. If that doesn't work for you, that's what the blocks are for. Right? So you just put your hands on blocks. I want you to lean forward a little bit in your Uttanasana so you feel more weight at the balls of the feet. Okay. Now, on your inhale, lift your heels up. On your exhale, root them down. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, root them down. Good. A couple more times like this. Try to spread your toes as you're doing it. Yeah. The next time they're up, keep them up. Hold your heels, bring your hands back to cup your heels, and then you're going to press your heels down into your hands, down into the floor, bend the knees. Try to get your armpits onto your knees. Let your head drop. Couple breaths here. Come off your hands, walk back, down dog. Keep the hands grounded in down dog and try to bring the stretch from your hands up into your sitting bones. This is what it's like to clarify that line of engagement. Now you're gonna stay in down dog, but bend your knees and try to target the stretch more in your hamstrings. Get from the back of the knee, a lengthening up towards the heel of the buttock and a toning there. And several breaths here, focusing on the hamstrings, keeping the hands grounded. Good. So come back to classical down dog shape. Take your right leg for a split, then bring your right foot forward, low lunge. Just bounce up and down a little bit. Yeah. So as you're bouncing up and down, just ground through the front foot, lift and spread the toes. Down dog. Second side. Left leg split and then bring it forward, low lunge. Ground down through the foot, lift and spread the toes, bounce up and down a little bit. Yeah. So we'll consider that the foot has four corners: the ball of the big toe mound, the ball of the pinky toe mound, the inner heel, the outer heel. We want to do our best to stabilize those corners whenever the full foot is on the floor. Ready? Step forward, Uttanasana, left leg back, low lunge. Step forward, Uttanasana, right leg back, low lunge. I'm just going to step switch a few more times on your breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back, or you're going to practice jump switching the legs a couple of times. Whatever feels best for you. Forward fold, hands on fingertips, lean forward, come to the toe mounds, the balls of the feet. Lift your heels. Stage one, hands forward. Stage two, arms at your side, right, or outside of your feet. Stage three, hands back as far as they'll go. Keep the heels lifting. One more breath. Now bring the heels down to the floor. Chair pose, so feet any alignment that works for your chair. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down at your side. 5 of these. Good. Inhale, come all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold down to the floor. Uttanasana, balls of the feet again. Yeah, good. So, there's a meridian line in the balls of our feet connected to the lungs. So when we practice on the balls of our feet, we're actually stimulating the lungs and helping to train and increasing our breath capacity. So I'm going to ask you to try low lunge, but on the ball of the foot. So you're going to bring your hands back to the outsides of your feet. You're going to step your left leg back. Try to stay on the ball of the right foot. Bring the arms forward, fingertips or blocks, and try to get your right armpit onto the knee. That also completes another circuit, soothes the body. Yeah, try to balance both arms. 2 more breaths. Yeah, now you'll ground the right heel, step forward, and now lift the heels up. We'll change sides. Right leg back. So the left heel is lifted. Yep. Walk your hands forward. Bring your left armpit onto the left knee. Breathe. Balance your arms. Yeah. So classical down dog now from here. As you get to down dog, inhale, roll forward into high plank pose. Exhale, slide back down dog. And I want you to try to bring the movement from your inner body more. Inhale, lift your organs, roll through your spine, high plank. Exhale, keep the lift from inside down dog, right? We need to see if that shifts the dynamic for you. Next time you come into high plank pose, hold it. Chaturanga. Feel your organs lift up dog, down dog. Right leg split. Warrior one. From your feet, bring awareness all the way up through the organs, up through the fingers. Exhale, flow to down dog. Left leg split. Place the foot, warrior one. And again, just pull like you're a plant. Pull energy up from the feet into your mid body, from your mid body up through the fingers. Again, exhale, flow to down dog. When you get to down dog, prance your legs around a little bit, pumping your system. Look forward as you inhale. Step or jump, front of the mat, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're gonna come to chair pose, Utkatasana. And if it feels safe for you, lift your heels. You're gonna ground the heels down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold to the floor. Step, jump, or flow to downward facing dog pose, please. Right leg for split. Exhale, bring the right knee towards your left elbow. And then go back up to split. Try that 2 more times. Keeping your hands as even as possible. And now keep the right knee forward and across. Straighten the right leg. We've got Bridget's cross. Try to feel like you're in plank, except for that front leg, right? So your arms are doing plank, your left leg is doing plank, that front leg is twisting. And see if you can breathe through your full spine, trying to clarify or lengthen the spine inside the body. One more breath. Good, back to split. Right foot forward, low lunge. In your low lunge, lift and spread your toes, ground the 4 corners of your foot, and start to slowly push down into the foot evenly. Now, as you push into the foot, you're gonna straighten the front leg, but only so far as the hamstrings will allow. Your back heel still lifted. It's an extended pyramid pose. Find your center, soften your eyes, fold down. Low lunge, flow to down dog. Left leg will go for split. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow 3 times. The third time you hold it and extend the leg, the Bridget's cross. Just like the first side, balance your hands, balance your back leg, and try to breathe up and down through your spine's channel. Back to split, inhale. Low lunge as you exhale. Lift and spread the toes. Ground to the four corners of the foot. Very deliberately ground to the four corners of the foot. Push into the foot evenly and begin to straighten the left leg as far as the hamstrings will allow. Right, so we're just working for the hamstrings capacity. Soften into the fold. And then flow to down dog. I want you to roll forward into high plank pose. You can do this next activity, high plank or tabletop. Make big circles with your pelvis, but control them. So you're not throwing your body around, but rather practicing articulating the hips in that very familiar for us circular motion, do both directions, and seeing what it's like to warm from inside out. You're gonna go back, down dog, right leg for splits. Bring the right foot forward, warrior one. Take the arms forward, wrap them around your chest, left arm underneath. So hold on to your shoulders or double wrap the arms, eagle arms. On your inhale, lift your elbows up. On your exhale, elbows down. Yeah, 4 more of these. Up and down, just stretching your upper back to be more open. Good, stay grounded, unwind your arms, breathe in, full stretch up. Exhale, flow to dog. Left leg for split, breathe in. Place the foot forward, warrior one. Arms forward, right arm underneath. Hold your shoulders or double wrap. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale down. 5 total. Unwind, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step or flow to dog. Right leg for splits. Bring the knee across to the left elbow 3 times. On your third, straighten the leg. Bridges cross. Stay upright or lower towards the floor. Find your inner body and try to lift it up. Back to down dog split, inhale. And then right foot forward, warrior two. As you come up for warrior two, bring your right hand to your thigh, push down into your thigh, stretch back through your left arm. So you feel that you're opening up that front hip and trying to make the front hip, thigh, torso look more square. I want you to keep the idea of a hand pushing down on your thigh, but reverse warrior two for 3 breaths. After your third full breath, cartwheel out, step or flow to dog. Left leg split. Exhale, cross over 3 times. And then bridges cross. Stay high or lower towards the floor. Keep lifting inside your body. Back to split left leg. Inhale. Place the foot. Warrior two. Come on up. Left hand to the thigh. Push down and forward. Stretch the right arm back. Reverse for 3 breaths. Feel that mythical hand pushing down onto your left thigh. Lift through the hip. Cartwheel out. High plank. Chaturanga to the floor. Shalambhasana, send the arms back. Lift your legs, lift your arms, torso, breathe. Try to take more breath into your back body, even as you're doing a back bend. Child's pose. Rest the forehead down. 2 more breaths. Try and push deeper into your hips. Good, friends. Downward facing dog pose. Right leg high for splits, and then bring it forward, side angle. So your right arm is either forearm to the thigh bone, stage 1, or hand to a block or the floor, stage 2. Take your left arm up to the sky, spread the fingers. Spread the fingers of your left hand, spread the toes of your left foot. Yeah, keep that. Send the left arm over your ear. Lift and spread the toes of your right foot. Yeah, keep that. Bring your left hand to hold the back of your skull. So your top hand is holding your head. Now start to lean back towards the back bend. Keep fingers spreading, keep toes spreading, and just only go so far as you can mature the deeper stretch somewhere in your body. Like, for example, right now I'm feeling it very much in my left side, just above my hip, through my oblique area. Right? You'll feel it somewhere different. Just nurture that opening for another breath. Yeah, great. Flow to downward facing dog pose. Left leg split, and then bring it forward, side angle pose. Top arm to the sky, spread the fingers. Spread the toes of the right foot. Send the right arm over the ear. Lift and spread the toes of the left foot. Keep that. Lengthen a little more, and then hold your occipital ridge, back of the head where the skull and the neck meet, and lean back like you're doing a back bend, right? And you might feel it on a different area on this side. I do. A couple more breaths. Just nourishing that. On an inhalation, come out, flow again to down dog. Pay particular attention to your lungs here. Push your hands into the floor. Back to center. Last breath, down dog. Look forward, step or hop to squat. When you get to squat, grab your blocks, pull them back so they're near your hips. Now, if when you squat, your heels are lifting up away from the floor, grab a blanket, put the blanket under your heels to keep your knees a little safer, or fold your mat up so that they're under your heels. Just go ahead, bring your hands to prayer. Tuck the chin slightly. Feel the back of the lungs. Feel your spine. Just reconnect with that inner body awareness. This is going to take as long as it'll take, right? So stay in Malasana as long as you need until you feel that you've really recentered. Once you've recentered, Navasana, boat pose. Holding the back of the legs, stage 1. Legs straight, stage 2. Hands free, stage 3. And you're going to cross the feet at the ankles and bring them to the floor. Bring your hands to your blocks and just push down. Lift your hips up. Navasana again. Any stage that works for you. Cross the ankles, feet down, push into the blocks, squeeze your knees in around your back. Try and get your hips to move back a little more. Navasana again. Change the cross, feet down, push into the blocks. Lift your hips up. Squeeze the legs in, fold forward more. Can you get your feet to lift up? Come back down last time. Navasana. Change the cross of the ankles, feet down. One more time, Tolasana. Push down, squeeze in, lift up. Try to get your feet up. Maybe rock. Yeah, great. Perfect. Blocks the front of your mat. Step or flow, downward facing dog pose. It's time to stretch out your abdomen. Right leg split. Bring the foot forward. Side angle. Everyone come up. Forearm and the thigh bone to start. We're going to modify, trying to get our armpit onto the knee. So you'll send the arm forward. The fingers will be floating. Try to get your armpit onto your knee. Yeah, left hand can stay at the hip. Go up to the sky, spread the fingers, or alongside your ear. Yeah, lift and spread your toes. Look towards the side of the room or up towards the sky. And try to modify towards a back bend shape. Toes are spreading, fingers are spreading. Yeah. Tailbone lengthens down. 2 more breaths. Good. Come on out. Down dog. Bounce around a bit. Yeah, second side. Modified side angle. Start off upright. Good. Then bring the armpit to the knee. Left arm forward. Right arm to the sky. Spread the fingers. Lift and spread your toes. Stay here or right arm over your ear. Stay here or try to lean towards a back bend. Try to keep all those things firing. 2 more breaths. Good. Down dog again. Bounce around again. Right, hop your feet. Really get movement into the body. Whew, ah. And then go ahead and straighten the legs. Notice the current of energy inside of you. All right, how attuned are you? Tune with your subtle body now at this point in your practice. How deeply can you feel? A plank pose. Rotate the pelvis 3 times each direction. You can do it in tabletop if you prefer. Take your time. Right? This is for pleasure, not to be an obstacle for you just to get through. Down dog, right leg splits. Bring it forward. Triangle pose. Try to incorporate all the elements. Lift and spread the toes, spread the fingers, send the arm alongside your ear. Maybe move towards a back bend. Stay very grounded in your feet. So from the core of your pelvis, root down into both feet. From the core of the pelvis, lift up, lengthen through your upper body. Down dog split with the right leg high. And then pigeon, right knee forward. Stay upright. Stay upright, spread fingers, spread toes. Yep, we will rest, I promise, but initially activate. Pull the legs front to back towards one another. Pull the hips left to right in towards one another. Bring your attention to the four corners of your torso, hips, shoulders, even them out. I want you to keep your attention on the torso, but walk your hands over towards the right. Keep the hips balancing. Keep the back leg engaging inward. Right? Don't let your back foot drop out. Walk over towards the front foot. Again, keep the legs active, hips hugging in, legs pulling together. You're still actively lifting in the pose. And then come back through center and fold down. Forearms. Maybe grab a block and put it underneath your your left thigh. You want to make it a little more restorative. Fists with your hands, stack your fists, let your head rest down on them. This can be a surprisingly helpful supported variation to open the right hip more, even if it feels like less is happening. Downward facing dog. Flow if you'd prefer. Second side, left leg split. Bring it forward, triangle pose. Top arm to the sky, spread fingers, spread toes. Stage 2, arm over the ear. Stage 3, incorporate a back bend, right? We're not back bending to try and become like the bendiest back bender in this pose. You're back bending so that you can feel in the subtle movement an improvement of stretch, right? We're trying to improve our subtle body awareness, our internal spectrum, right? So you're just looking for that place of, oh yeah, that's actually going to be the most productive position for me right now, right? Down dog split, left leg high. And then you bring the left leg forward for pigeon. Yeah. And just like the first time, stay very active, okay? So squeeze the legs together front to back. That'll get a lift. And then hug the hips together left to right. That'll get a lift. Spread the toes. Yeah, so even the feet are very, very active. Now, focus on the four corners of your torso. Walk your hands towards the front knee. As you do that, squeeze the right leg in more. And then walk across towards the front foot. Keep the leg alignments alive. And then back through center, lower down onto your forearms, staying here or perhaps relaxing even more. Maybe grab a block and put it under the right thigh, making a fist with your hands. So after all the big actions, notice what you might be able to soften and release here. I know sometimes we're block averse. And if you find that that's very true for you, if you're the kind of yogi that doesn't really feel that they need blocks, perhaps right now you try to use a block and just notice the ease. I know sometimes we are motivated to find the biggest sensation in the body. Today's class is conversely about being able to find the softest, the quietest sensation, right? Attuning ourselves that deeply to our organism, right? It's a different skill. Downward facing dog. And neither is better than the other. I don't mean to imply that. I just mean in a lot of asana, right? A lot of young practices, we focus on the big sensations and try to get that high, you know? Come into high plank pose, speaking of high, and make those pelvic circles again subtly, 3 times each direction. But see about being quite subtle with it. And subtle doesn't mean small, right? Subtle means attentive. And then knees down, tabletop, move your fingers out or turn them all the way around to point the fingers to the knees. And feel a little confronting with this one. You're going to gaze forward, hold, widen your collarbones, open the lungs. And then start to move through cat-cow, looking for the max of each position. Good. Neutral table. Hands back to the usual alignment, downward facing dog, and feel how connected your index knuckles are to the floor. Yeah, we free up the wrist a bit. Right leg for split. Bring the right foot forward. A nice, easy for you, twisted lunge. All the things. Lift and spread the toes, spread the fingers, lean towards the back bend. Enjoy the moment. And then you're just going to change sides when you want to. You can step forward or back directly into the second side. Same idea, real sweet, super familiar, comforting twist. Come on out, high plank with those circles one more time. This is it for the circles. Come down onto your knees, open your feet wider than your hips. You're gonna sit back, Virasana. Optional, sit on a block or a folded blanket, Virasana. You want the pelvis to rest down on something, right? So a block is a really great tool. It just so happens that it's comfortable for me at this point in my practice to have my sitting bones down. You figure out what's best for you. Make sure the knees feel safe. If they don't, skip the pose, okay? Arm circles one at a time. Inhale, windmill that left arm up and back, and then the right arm up and back. And just alternate a couple of times, spreading the fingers as you do this. Mhm. Good. Now, the next time your right arm windmills back, keep it back, fingertips on the floor. Take your left arm up and lean towards the back bend. Bring the left hand to fingertips, right arm up, lean toward the back bend. Come back upright. Bring your hands to fists behind you and push the fists into one another. Try to identify which shoulder is the fighter and send a little extra love to it. Widen that collarbone. Adjust your head so that you feel more spaciousness, more comfortable. Now turn your gaze away from the tighter shoulder. Turn your face away from the tighter shoulder. Take a couple of breaths. Back through center. Now opposite direction towards the tighter shoulder. And go to the easy side again one more time. Come back through center. Stay in the seat, palms on your thighs. Soften your gaze. What are you noticing? Gently come upright. Tuck your toes under. Stay on your left leg. Bring your right foot to the floor in front of you. You need to pad the knee. Grab that blanket or fold your mat over. Yeah. One-sided Ustrasana. Take the left arm up. Tailbone down. Lengthen through the left side. Right hand will go to the right thigh. Just like we did earlier, push down to the thigh and forward. Lift up through your spine. Stage 2, windmill the left arm back. Hold on to the left foot. Keep the right hand where it is. Stage 3, right arm goes up to the sky or alongside your ear. Now, when you want to come out, hold the back of your head with your right hand and inhale, assist the lift out, changing sides. Ekapada Ustrasana. Stay upright or windmill back, right hand to the foot. Maybe left arm to the sky or alongside your ear. Just like before, when you want to come out, hold the back of your head, lift up and out. Press back, child's pose for a moment. This is our final child's pose of class. So you're going to give yourself permission to stay as long as you would like. When you find that you are finished with your child's pose, when it's completed, you're going to lay on your back. And you're going to practice some rolling bridges. The arms will be at your sides. Feet will be close to your hips at the width of your hips. Parallel your feet, lift and spread your toes. Ground the four corners. Keep that. Inhale, lift your pelvis up. Exhale, lower down, right? And so this is stage 1. And we get a lot of internal awareness, a lot of groundedness from the legs, just from stage 1. If you want to add a little something, stage 2, you add the arms. So the pelvis lifts, the arms stretch overhead. On the breath, the arms and the hips go back to starting position. Stage 3, instead of resting your arms, curl up, do a little crunch on your exhale. Try to hold bridge pose, arms at your sides, or interlace your hands underneath you. Doing your best to keep the feet active, thighs gently hugging in towards one another. Lower down, take 2 breaths. You're going to do bridge again or come up for wheel. Your choice, bridge or wheel pose. Stay grounded in the 4 corners of your feet. Come out when it naturally feels good to come out. Take 2 breaths again. One final back bend. Bridge, wheel, whatever works. Lowering down. I'm going to go right into a twist. So you can do any twist that you like, taking your legs to the left. I'm going to do the Supta Parvrita Garudasana. So that's just a long-winded way of saying I'm going to cross my right knee on top of my left knee so that my legs are stacked. I'm going to move my hips over to the right an inch or two, and the legs are going to drop over to the left. You pick whatever twist works best for you. Take another breath in the twist, and then change sides. Back through center, everybody. It's time for Shavasana. Just going to stretch your legs out. Get yourself to feel very, very comfortable. Our final returning home to our inner spaces. Bring your consciousness back into the body. Acknowledge your internal awareness as you breathe, feeling all the space inside you, the full breath of your inner landscape. If you have more time for Shavasana, if your body would enjoy more time in Shavasana, just please stay. You'll know when the time is right to move and stretch and come out of the pose. Maybe it's a moment from now, maybe it's several minutes from now. Seated, hands to the heart, acknowledge the changes that have occurred from the first time we sat together until now. The shift in your awareness. This is the skill of an advanced yogi, to turn towards their practice and to feel and to enjoy the subtlety. Gentle bow, gentle and easy breath in and out. May the peace that we feel right now be shared with all beings. Om Shanti. Namaste.